Please ensure that the work that we do today is from the highest of positive sources, and that what we say and what we do is for our own highest good and the highest good of all others. In particular today, we humbly ask for the healing power of your grace to help us bring support and healing energy into the lives of those who are suffering. Especially, we would like to pray for those involved with the shooting yesterday in Florida. Please send in your angels to offer love to all those who were affected. We thank you in advance for answering our prayers. Amen, with gratitude. And I think what we're going to do is going to launch right into our meditation today. The main meditation, once we get to it, is actually based on a meditation session, I guess, by Glyn Edwards. On my website, I don't know if you've been there or checked out the different meditations that are there, but there are some recordings of Glyn. The problem is he has a very good English accent, and he also has had a stroke before he recorded it, so he's slurring some of his words. Not always easy to understand. So I basically rewrote it and added some of my own stuff in there. And the whole idea is to try to build our power by sitting in spirit. And that's the whole idea about a meditation. Most circles begin with a meditation. If we were here together on a regular basis, we would all sit in the same spot in the circle. And we would try to build our power, our united power together, so that we could do great mediumship or wonderful psychic readings, or even more improved healing. And so that's the idea behind it. So I'm going to get us started. Now, I'm going to kind of walk it through here just a little bit to help people who are new. And I believe that one of the most important things that you can do is to ground yourself before you do any sort of work. And so we have this grounding exercise this time. I think on Tuesday we did one where we were imagining with our breath that we were pulling back all our energies that we had given out or that people had taken from us, and that on the exhale we were blowing out all negative energies that we had sort of collected over the last little while. And if you don't ground yourself regularly, what will happen is that you'll start to feel the wear and tear of other people's worries or anxieties, or, as caring people, you'll start to feel and worry for them. And it can have, quite serious effect on your health. I believe it helps or can initiate depression. I can believe that it leads to sort of chronic aches and pains if it's untreated for a long time. So today we're going to use a different one. This is called Healing of Self Through Grounding. So if you wouldn't mind just closing your eyes and sitting nice and tall, and again using the power of your imagination or visualization, try to imagine, to visualize, or to pretend that there is a white light entering the top of your head, and that it is coming from the heavens, from the divine spirits above, and that it's entering the top of your head through the crown chakra. And this beautiful light is bringing you, again, loving and healing and compassion and protection and all those wonderful things. But it's also going to regenerate and rejuvenate you and allow you to have a nice fresh start for our session this evening. So I want you to imagine this beautiful light starting with your top of your head, going down in through your crown chakra, and see it traveling down all of our chakras from the top to the bottom, lighting and energizing them, each one in turn. And so imagine it spreading from the crown chakra on the top of your head down to your third eye. Your third eye is between your other two eyes, just above your nose. Imagine that it is turning a bright, beautiful purple. And then as the light spreads down into our neck chakra, into our throat chakra, it becomes a beautiful, bright blue. And then it continues on a little further into our heart chakra, where it turns into an emerald green. And then a little further, it continues to spread down through our body, opening, clearing all our different chakras. Imagine that it enters into your solar plexus chakra, where it radiates a bright yellow. Carries on down into your navel chakra, glowing orange. And then finally into your root chakra or sacral chakra at the bottom of your spine, where it burns a deep red. Now, I want you to imagine that from the base of your spine, this beautiful light continues now. It's gone through all your chakras, refreshed them, aligned them, lightened them. And I want you to imagine this light is now going straight down your legs and into the center of the earth, down to ground. And that's basically where grounding comes from. And then as you inhale, imagine you're pulling in that beautiful divine light now right into the top of your head, down through all your chakras, right through your body, through your legs, into the ground, and right down into the center of the earth. And as you inhale, let's bring in that beautiful light. And at the same time, let's bring all our energies that we've given out now back into our center, recollect them for our own use. And on the exhale, breathe out those negative energies, any aches or pains or emotional scars or wounds or grudges or whatever it is that we have left behind that's affecting us. Allow that to go out on the exhale down into the earth where it is destroyed. Releasing all the trapped negative energy within your body. One more breath, one last time, all the way in, bringing in new power and energy, and finally blowing it out down into the center of the earth, allowing us to be grounded and connected, ready for a wonderful session this evening. I'd like you to close your eyes and get relaxed now. At any time during the session, if you need to move or adjust yourself, please do so. I would like you to relax. Basically, we're going to go into a wonderful progressive relaxation here to help us with our meditation, to help lower our brain waves, to raise our vibrations so that we can make better connections with the spirits. And so I want you to focus on the area around your eyes. Let all the little muscles around your eyes go loose and limp and calm and totally relaxed. And let that wonderful feeling of relaxation spread from your eyes down through your cheeks, down through your cheeks, down your jawline, towards your mouth, around the little muscles in your mouth. Let them go loose and limp and calm and totally relaxed. Let your jaw muscles relax. Your tongue may go to the top or bottom of your mouth. Either is fine. Let all the muscles in your head, your scalp, your neck, the back of your head relax now. And for the next little while, let's let all your cares and worries be put into a box and put up on a shelf, and we'll worry about them at a later time, for this is your time now, your special time. No worries, no cares, no anxieties, just an opportunity to relax, and you are in total control. You can go just as deep as you want to into this meditation. And let's let that wonderful feeling of relaxation in our face and in our head spread down through our neck and into our shoulders. You might even want to give your shoulders a little shrug and release any tension that's in there. It's a place that often stress and tension builds. And then I want you to focus on breathing in calm and breathing out stress, and allowing that wonderful feeling of relaxation spread from your neck and your shoulders down into your arms, through your triceps and your biceps, over and under your elbows, through your forearms, through your wrists, along the tops and the bottom of your hands, and right out the ends of your fingers. You may feel a tingling sensation when that happens. Some do, others feel a different sensation. Some feel no sensation at all. There's no right way or wrong way. Often that tingling sensation is caused by an increased flow of your own energy as your body is becoming regenerated and rejuvenated. Let's let that wonderful feeling of relaxation in our head and our shoulders and in our arms spread now down through our chest, down through your chest and into your stomach, through your stomach and into your hips, through your hips and into your thighs. Your thighs are your hardest work muscle in your body. Let them go loose and limp and calm. And notice how relaxed you're feeling, warm and comfortable, safe and secure, going just as deep as you want to go, feeling as if you're sinking or melting right into the chair that you're sitting in. And it feels so good. The deeper you go, the better it feels. And let's let that wonderful sense of relaxation in our thighs spread over your knees, front and the back of your knees, and down into your shins, and through your calves, and down into your ankles, through your Achilles, along the tops and the bottom of your feet, and right out the ends of your toes. And again, you may feel a tingling sensation as the energy flow in your body increases. And from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, you're feeling perfect in every way. Perfect mentally, perfect physically, emotionally, calm and serene. With every breath that you take, every word that I say, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into relaxation. And I'd like to move now to the section on healing of others. And so in your mind, I'd like you to imagine bringing together all the people that you would like to bring healing to today. And don't forget to include yourself in that group. And imagine these beautiful clouds surrounding your loved ones. This beautiful cloud, they're in it, or you could have an individual cloud for each one of them if you like, is a beautiful cloud of healing. It's a cloud of pure energy. It's made up of healing light. And this cloud is completely surrounding them. And now I'd like you to pray to the God of your understanding. Pray for healing for these people. Send out your intention that you and plan to give healing to your loved ones. And then I want you to imagine your loved ones being surrounded once more by the beautiful cloud of healing. And with every breath that you breathe in, imagine that your healing intent is growing in strength. And that with every breath out, you're blowing that healing, that strength, that wonderful ability to help these people straight into the cloud that's surrounding them. Imagine you're sending them the healing energy. You're sending the healing energy straight to the cloud that surrounds your loved ones. The cloud that surrounds them is flashing many different colors. It flashes a different color for each person, or a color for different types of healing that it's doing. Perhaps one color represents physical healing, another emotional, another spiritual. And so it's like a thunderstorm going on in this cloud of sheet lightning and bolt lightning. You can see these wonderful flashes of color, and each color is exactly the perfect one, the perfect color for the perfect person, the perfect energy, the perfect healing that is required. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's blue or green, depending on what is needed. You can sense their energy coming balanced, and you can sense their energy and their health starting to come into perfect harmony. And where there used to be darkness and pain, there is now a new light, a new healing, and new love. I want you to sense them becoming centered and powerful as their healing continues. And I'd like you to continue doing this for as long as necessary, for as many people as you like. And when you're ready to move on, just tap your forehead so I know you're ready to go. What I'd like you to do now is, let's go back to our original prayer, our opening prayer of the evening, and let's try to send some joint healing where we all concentrate on the people that were affected by the shooting in Florida. And so let's try to imagine that group of people, even if it's just a faceless group of people that we want to send healing to, or perhaps it's the state of Florida, or perhaps it's the earth in general that we want to send healing to. But let's put a thought or an image inside a cloud for all of those people, those that were shot, but those that were affected in other ways as well. And let's send them a few deep breaths of healing, helping them to cope with the situation that they're facing. As well as to all those first responders, school teachers and counselors, everybody, anybody that's affected in any way, let's send them healing. And let's pray that we can figure out a way that our world can be a better place where we don't have to have school shootings anymore. Thank you for that. So let's begin with our main meditation. The purpose of this meditation is to help you build spirit, to help you build the energy, to help you make connections that'll help you become a better healer or a better psychic or a better medium. So let us begin. Again, relax, close your eyes, have deep breaths, and use the power of your imagination. So first of all, let's just start by focusing on our breathing, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you become aware of the rhythm of your breath, as you are breathing into your body, I want you to realize that you are breathing in new life. And as you are breathing out, you are breathing out negativity and all that stands in your way from becoming the medium that you want to be. As you breathe in, then, you are breathing in new opportunities and new beginnings. You are allowing the whole of your being to let go of any negativities on the out breaths, any blockages that would stand in your way. So as you breathe, then, become aware of the rhythm of your breath. Know that this rhythm is a rhythm of power, and that you are breathing in. When you're breathing in, as you're breathing in, you are breathing in the power of the universe. And as you breathe out, you are breathing out all your own power. You're sharing that power, and it's becoming part of the power of the universe. So you're adding your own power to the collective power. Now on the in-breath, I want you to imagine that you're feeling like you're expanding, almost like you're blowing up a balloon. I want you to breathe out, and at the same time you're breathing out, release any negative energy still within you. So during this time, while you're breathing in and out and focusing, during this meditation, I want you to accept any messages that you receive from the spirit world. Accept any evidence that you are given without question, without thinking, without using the logical mind. Simply accepting the messages, going with the flow. All message, whether they're psychic or mediumistic, they all blend together and mix together because they really are all one and the same. It's just the recipient that changes. No one way is better than another. It's just a slight difference, a difference in awareness. Allow yourself to let whatever happens in this meditation to happen. I want you to consciously invite the spirit world to join you, and at the same time, ask your own spirit, your own inner self, your own inner wisdom to blend with the spirit world. Allow yourself to invite the spirits, ask the spirits to blend with you and to respond to you. And as you continue to breathe in, I want you to realize that it is your spirit consciousness that is expanding. And as you breathe out, know that when you breathe out, you are blending your energy with the energy of the spirit world. Allow whatever you experience to happen, whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you sense, let it happen. Report it just as it happens. You don't have to figure it out. You're simply the messenger. Allow it to happen. Feel the presence of the other world blending with you. Just allow this to happen. Open yourself up to the world of the spirit. Allow them to impress you. Allow them to show you things. Allow them to speak to you and tell you things in whatever way that they can, because they truly are there. Just allow it to happen, and know that as you continue to invite them to come, you're allowing yourself to open up more and more to the spirit world, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to allow your consciousness to open up to them. And as you breathe out and expand, accept that they are impressing you, showing you, telling you, communicating with you. As you are expanding this way, you are beginning to go beyond the area of your body. Imagine that your energy around your body, your aura, is expanding more and more outward. The light, your inner light, is expanding from just the shape of your body to the area around it. Going so far, in fact, that you're leaving the confines of the room that you are in. Imagine your aura, your light, your energy expanding outside of the building that you are in. Your consciousness, your awareness, your spirit expands out into the energy field of life. Your spirit is expanding, in fact, so far, so quickly, that in fact it's expanding all around the earth. Imagine the planet Earth in space, and your beautiful light, your beautiful energy is surrounding the whole of it. And you're able to blend with the power of the earth. You expand more and more into and around the earth, to the point that you are surrounding the earth. You're able to connect with all living forms of life, the mineral kingdom, the vegetable kingdom, the animal kingdom, the whole of nature. You can feel it in your spirit, continuing to expand until you're able to touch the power in all of these things. And now a most amazing thing happens. All the power of the earth is within you, and a part of you is within the mineral kingdom, within the vegetable kingdom and the animal kingdom. You can sense the tree, the energy of the tree. You can sense the leaf. You can sense your connection with the sap that runs through the tree and in through the bark. You can sense a connection with all the stones and minerals that make up the earth. You're able to blend with everything, all animals, all creatures, all the plants, all the rocks and minerals. You become the manifestation of the rhythm of life. You can feel the spirit of all life as you expand into all of these things. And you're now able to touch the power of life, the power of consciousness, the power of creation, the power of creation that is in all life and inside the earth itself, in every facet of the earth and the life that it supports. You're able to feel yourself expanding and encompassing, allowing you to be connected with every form of being, including each and every man, woman, and child, those that are alive and those that have passed. As a spirit, you're able to blend with all the spirits of the physical world and all the spirits of the spirit world. You can do it. You are aware. You're able to enter into every pulse of life, into the very breath that is being breathed by every individual in the world, this world and the next world. You're able to expand your spirit and touch all of existence. You can feel all that power, all that wonderful oneness of life. You're able to touch all of it, knowing that all that we have described, all that power that you have touched with your breath now also becomes yours. It becomes a part of you. You know that you are in sync with all living things, all the power of the earth, into every facet of life that is the earth. Your energy surrounds the earth and all that it supports. Everything that surrounds you lends you power. You are beginning to find the unity of life. Spend a moment or two now just acknowledging this journey. Allow yourself to be conscious of it. Take this time just to relax, to allow yourself to be a part of everything. There's no need to force it. Just allow it to happen. You are beginning to awaken to the path that your power is leading you down, for you are powerful. You can feel the power of life. I want you, if you can, to realize that you are going beyond the earth now, beyond nature, beyond man, beyond the birds in the air. You are expanding your awareness even further. Feel it flowing throughout the universe, through each planet and each star. You become aware of the entire substance of the physical universe, everything that's around you. You sense the essence of spirit within everything. You are connected to the vastness of space, to the vastness of the universe, to worlds without ends, and to all the power of life that is the universe. It is yours. You are able to go beyond physical time. You're able to move into worlds within worlds, to move to planets within planets. And you realize that space is filled with the vibrational energy of all creation. The power and the energy of all creation now belongs to you. As you expand and as you touch it, you realize that all the power of the universe now flows through every fiber of your being. All fibers of your being, of your consciousness, and of your spirit. Take this time now to realize that you can trust all of these experiences because they are your experiences. Space is expanding your consciousness, leading you into many levels and layers of the world of thought. You are touching many different levels and layers of energy and power that are the worlds of thought, all past thoughts, all present thoughts, and all thoughts that are yet to come. For the world of the mind and consciousness has no beginning and no end. You are able to blend with all the power and energy and sustenance of what thought is. Within your consciousness, you are touching the power and energy of your mental mediumship, that which is already within you. Your mental mediumship that allows you to hear, that allows you to see, and allows you to sense, allowing you to expand your aura, to enter into trance states, to discover every aspect of what you are and of the people that you connect with are. Your mental mediumship that is within you is constantly expanding towards the power and the energy. The power and the energy within your own spirit, but also within the consciousness of the universe. Keep your mind open. Try not to focus on any one specific subject, for your potential is unlimited and it is always going to be there for you. That beautiful light within you will continue to grow brighter and brighter. You are becoming this light. It has lit your inner being. It has lit the inner being with a radiance and with a beautiful light, a light that continues to become brighter and brighter as you continue to shine. As you continue to shine, you begin to see that you are a living light, both emotionally and mentally. This light permeates the whole of your spirit. Suddenly you become aware of a brighter light, an even brighter light than your personal light, a brighter light, a greater light than that surrounding you. This is the light of the awakening of your light to the divine light that surrounds you, to the light of the divine, which encompasses all things, encompasses all of life. And you are moving now into this familiar territory that is the spiritual realm. This divine light allows you to connect with the spirit world, both within and without. It connects with infinity and with eternity. And this greater light continues to surround you, sinking into every muscle and cell and fiber of your body. As it does so, as it surrounds you, as it soaks into you, into your spirit and into your light, what happens is that you begin to dwell with the divine, and that you will be able to acknowledge that all power, all manifestations, all thought, all of life exists here, and it is understood that this is where your individual consciousness of your spirit resides, and where it will come to understand more and more of the very vibrant of life itself, the power that is in every single thing, the strength and power you have by being connected to everything in the universe, every single thought, every single breath, every single spirit. You have infinite potential. You have godlike qualities. In the distance from the spirit world, you can hear voices. You can hear the whispers of life, the power of humanity, the divine presence. You can feel it within you and surrounding you. It knows and understands you. You will come to know this power which is yours, this power which is limitless, just like your potential. Over time, this wonderful power, this wonderful connection to the spirit world will reveal itself to you. Relax now and be still now, and allow every experience to come and to go. Don't try to understand them. Just let them flow through your consciousness, and only you will come to know what is real and what is not real, what is true and what is false, what is power and what is not. Just allow yourself to live with it, just for a few moments. Relax, going deeper and deeper into the light. Allow that wonderful feeling, the connection, the vision, the hearing, the voice of the spirit world to break into your consciousness, allowing you to suddenly know what spirits think, feel, see, hear, allowing you to experience a real connection to the spirit world. The more you relax, the easier it is. Don't worry about anything. Just relax and take a few moments in this wonderful connection to the spirit world. See who is around you, a gathering of spirits. Who is it that has come to see you? Ask them to step forward, to come closer so that you can see who it is, so that you can see what they want to say and what messages they might have to convey. And from now on, let your wonderful powers lead you from the real world to the spirit world as easily as opening a door. Allow it to lead you from darkness into light, and may it lead you from death to immortality, to peace, to healing, to love, to compassion, to protection, in all the things that you do in your practice. As you become more skilled, it will be easier and easier for you to feel, to connect, to have inspirations all of these wonderful blessings are coming to you. And through these wonderful blessings, you get to serve the needs of your fellow men, your fellow human beings, those alive and dead. It is a wonderful experience, a wonderful sense of power that is yours to tap into whenever you need to. And so it is. And now I want you to allow yourself to return to this time and space. When you're ready to open your eyes, have a good stretch and say out loud the words, wide awake. Okay, how's everybody doing? It was quite a long one. What did you think of that meditation?
I thought it was great.
Good. Not too far out there? I find that when I listen to Glyn's meditations, and I encourage you to listen to him do it as well, his are longer. They're about 50 minutes in length. There's two of them, one on building spirit, kind of like what we did today, and another one on developing your mediumship powers. But what I always found about them when I listened to them is that this sense of connecting with something so much bigger than yourself, this idea that you're here to serve, this idea that you're here to, serve a purpose and connect with everything. That's what I like about that particular one. And I think it's important that if you can, between now and next week sometime, listen either to this meditation or one of his other ones at some point and allow yourself to meditate and to sit in spirit and to build your own power and your own connection. Particularly if you're having problems about doubts, whether I can do this or not, or whether my logical mind is taking over or whatever, it's important to allow yourself to meditate and work through that. Anybody have anything interesting to share this week? Anything that happened to them that was particularly spooky or woo-woo or wonderful? Oh, come on, folks. All right, let's see. Anybody who was in the session on Tuesday, did your spirit guides show themselves to you or show you your message yet?
No.
Guess it wasn't that long ago. All right. Well, let me ask you this then. Do you think that the effect of the supermoon is having any effect on you? Even though, the full moon's come and gone and the eclipse and everything's come and gone. I was listening to a podcast this morning and it suggested that it was going to affect us all month. And then in particular, it was a great time of manifestation and a great time of new beginnings. Anybody had interesting things manifest for them or any particularly new activities come their way? What kind of a group is this? Wake up. I put you to sleep. You're still all hypnotized. Okay, on the count of three, we're all going to wake up. 1, 2, 3. Well, I have. Geez, I'm suddenly doing webinars and all kinds of new online things. And I had a great idea about actually doing maybe to start with a monthly, but eventually right up to a weekly spiritualist service. I thought that would be kind of cool to get a minister involved, and that way we could get to people who don't have spiritualist churches in their communities or that are interested in it and that sort of thing. And so therefore trying out this whole webinar thing to see what's the best approach to do it. So yeah, I'd say it was quite a period of creativity for me. No one else has noticed that? Well, let me know if you do.
You know what?
Maybe somebody wins the lottery, we're all going to share, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to go. All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's get on with it then. So I'm going to share a picture of a lady with you. Actually, it looks like a family photo that I'm going to share with you. And if you have a piece of paper or a pen with you, this would be a good time to write down your impressions of her. And so this activity, this photo activity, I like to do it every week, at least once, gives us a sort of an insight into what we might see when we're first starting to get a connection with a spirit. We might only get a glimpse of them for a few seconds, and based on that, we have to sort of draw some inferences. So to start with, we're just going to mention what we notice physically about this person. This is something we could prove by simply looking at the photo again a second time, you know, and it's often the way that your readings begin. So I have a woman here. I have a man here. He's tall. He's thin. He's got very little hair. He has a mustache, however, and there's a, you know, there's a dog beside him or whatever. We're just going to say whatever we see in the photo. And then once we've done the obvious, then we're going to bring the photo back up, and then we're going to use our intuitive skills to see what we think or feel. So try not to get into what you think or feel about her just yet. Let's just stick to the obvious, just to the facts, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's share this screen. And I'm going to share. This is new too. Great. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this one. All right. Just bear with me a second here. I'm trying to connect my iPad to here, and I had it earlier, but now I don't. All right. Never goes the way you expect it to. All right, come on, let's go. Come on here, technology. Work with me. All right, what am I missing? Hang on a sec. Let me stop sharing and try it again. All right, sorry about that, folks. Here we go. Try it again. Come on. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking positive here. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're laughing. Ha ha ha. All right. There we go. All right. Everybody see this lovely photo?
Yes.
We're looking at the lady in the front row in the middle, the older lady. And so we're going to give you 1 and 2 and 3 seconds to have a look at her. All right, and so now we're back, and I'm just going to go across the top here. So let's start with Elizabeth. What did you notice?
I couldn't see the picture that well, but what I did notice, she was older. She had dark, short hair.
Yep. Okay, that's good. Let's stop there. Marianne, what did you notice? So we have a woman here. She's older, and she has short hair.
Yeah, there's a woman. She's older.
You know her. I'm going to skip on to Pete.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you notice, Pete?
Well, yeah, it's a woman. She's older.
Short, dark hair. Wow, same thing. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, she seemed happy.
Okay, so now you're actually going into the next stage. So we couldn't really tell just by a photo if she's happy, but you could say she's smiling. All right, so Vicky, what can you add?
I thought it was a rather timid smile, not a full smile.
Okay. All right. Tracy?
I have an older lady here. She's got short, reddish kind of coloured hair.
Yeah.
And she's had a lovely big smile.
Okay. Denise?
I remember her blue top she was wearing.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So now, do you think she's tall or short?
Short.
Okay, so it's relative because I'm 6'4", so everybody's shorter than me, and so we have to do it as someone, so you could say, you know, is she, if you were standing in front of a group of 100 people, shorter than I am, if you're 5'6" or 5'8" or whatever, or you could do it comparatively that way. But she certainly doesn't look as tall as the other young women in the group here. So yes, she does look small. Okay, what's her body size? Is she small, big bone, small bone, thin, heavy? What?
Small bone. Petite.
Small boned. Okay. Anything we could say about her skin? She has pale skin. She has dark skin.
Pale.
She has old skin.
She has old skin. All right, let's bring her
Wrinkles.
back up.
Lots
here.
of wrinkles.
Let's bring her back up here. All right. Here it comes. That's not bad. That wasn't too bad a time. Still could use a new computer, I guess. All right, there we go. All right, so I would say we did pretty good.
Yeah.
Any other physical things that we could have mentioned? I think we did a pretty good job of describing her. I guess maybe she's very wrinkled. It would be a very good thing to say.
Yeah.
She's showing her age for sure.
Yeah.
And all right, what do we sense? So Pete started us off. He said he thought she was happy. Seems like it. Everybody agree with that? Or somebody else said they thought that was a forced smile. Maybe it was that she's not happy. What do you sense? What do you think about this person? Let me see if I can get my invitee list back here.
I don't think it was a forced smile. I just think she appears to be a little timid.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So in terms of introvert, extrovert, we feel she's kind of timid, kind of introverted, kind of quiet. All right.
Yeah.
And do people agree that that's what she's like all the time, or is that some of the time, or
All the time.
all the time? All the time quiet. Okay. What else can we sense about her? So
I'm probably thinking that sometimes with elderly people, how they're, I don't want to sort of say like got Alzheimer's, but in that sort of getting towards that older stage of life where things are kind of happening, but they're not like, they don't have that full awareness of everything that they're there, you know what I mean? Like, not that they're completely spaced and out of the loop with stuff, but to that point where there's not that real cognitive thing of absolutely everything that's going on around. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
absolutely. So, you know, you're sensing that there's some confusion here with her.
Just that little bit of not having that sharpness of the anymore. You know?
There's a bit of a glazed look in her eyes here for sure. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. And in fact, you know, I know this person, so I could say that's correct. I would say that's a very good one. And I would also say that picked up on that well. However, you know, like any of these sort of readings, there's also times when she can get, you know, as most old people do, a little cranky and cynical as well. So that's all good and fine. Diane, what do you sense about her?
I was going to say she appears to be a little bit lost. So that just really tags, it's the same as what was already said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Elizabeth, anything else?
I didn't pick up on that at all. I picked up a more like a caring type personality.
Okay. And that's right, yeah. And particularly, I mean, there's 4 hints sitting around her that family is a pretty big deal, right? I mean, we don't have to even be psychics to kind of figure that out. So what you have here are her daughter sort of in behind her, and her granddaughters sitting beside her, and her grandson in behind her. So she's got her daughter and 3 grandchildren here with her. And so, yeah, family's a big deal to her. Let me see, who else have I got here I need to talk to? Vicky, Anything else that you can sense here?
No.
Okay, so let's just try doing a medical scan. So this is good practice to try to do this. So just imagine, just close your eyes even, or look at her and then close your eyes, or open and get a good view of her and then close your eyes again and kind of scan her body, looking for areas of darkness. Even if you just get the general area of where, she suffered or is suffering at the moment, and then go right from the top of the head all the way down through her legs and to the bottom of her feet. All right, did anybody sense any areas that they think she has problems with? Any medical intuitives in the crowd?
I think
So we had confusion, so we probably should have saw maybe some grayness, maybe in her head or around her head, I would think. That would make sense. Somebody was about to speak before I cut you off, sorry.
I sensed intestinal issues with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that her abdomen, something in her abdomen.
Okay, that's really good. And, if we can get the general area, that's correct as well. Okay, so now can you close your eyes and zoom in? A really good medical intuitive would be able to tell the different vibrations between each of the organs. So can you, or do you just get a flash of an organ? Are you like claircognizant? Can you figure out, can you go a little deeper? So we know her abdomen, we know we're right. So what do you got in the abdomen is the problem here? I mean, you said intestines, and that's excellent. Anybody have anything else?
I heard stomach issues, but
Okay, now that's interesting that you say you heard that. That's really cool. So do you find that you get a lot of your evidence being clairaudient?
Yeah.
Is that how it comes to you?
yes.
Cool. Okay. Some people, you could close your eyes. I hate to kind of do this in case you really are medical intuitive, but if you were really a medical intuitive, you might just become aware of any pains that you have now in your body that you normally don't have. And that might be an area that she's feeling pain in. So if you're very extremely clairsentient, you could feel some of her pain. And then you have to quickly let spirits know, okay, I got it. I don't need to feel it anymore. So you don't want to keep feeling it for the next couple of weeks or something. But anybody sense or feel any pain that they normally don't, or any areas of their body that feels different than it normally does?
I'm just sensing that she's got sort of lower leg, feet, ankle type issues.
Yeah, that's right. She has problems with her legs all the time. And so if you were able to, either on your first scan, see black areas around the legs, if you wrote that down on your piece of paper, well done, full marks. And if you were able to feel something in your own legs, a tingling or even a slight pain or something that just seemed kind of a little strange, then good for you. I think that it's good practice to try to do this. You never know what your abilities are until you try. And I think it's important that I was really surprised when I first did this in a group, because I never thought of myself as a healer particularly, or even a medically intuitive, but it was really interesting. There was 5 of us and everybody did it differently. And I think that's the way it is with mediumship. You find what works for you and that's what you go with. For me, I just what I found really cool, I don't know, you can try this, see what you think, even with somebody that's close to you or around you. If you close your eyes, you can put your hands sort of close to somebody until you kind of feel their energy or their aura. And then some people, you can feel that like a foot or so from their body. And some people, I found the people who have low energy that aren't feeling well, that are sick, you can almost touch their skin before you sense it. So even just trying to sense how big is that person's aura, how healthy is their energy flow around their body is an interesting way to do it. And so once I got inside that person's aura, then I closed my eyes and just sort of tried to imagine scanning that body. But much like, I forget who said they just heard it. I just sort of sense it and know, oh, okay. So I think this lady has headaches. I think she has them quite regularly. They're not quite migraine all of the time, but she does get them. I also sense she feels a lot of stress. And I also sense that you know, I think that her legs do cramp and they are sore and it is hard to get around and it makes her cranky. I sense she has arthritis. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to guess some of those things, but I do sense that from her. And I don't know how I sense it or why I sense it, but that just sort of popped into my head. In terms of the organs, I don't know, the liver sort of pops out to me for some reason. Did anybody else get that?
I got the liver. I heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit unsure, though.
No, I think that's the way to do it. What do you think, Marianne? Do you think we're dead on those things? You know her, it's your aunt, right?
Yeah. I know that she's had a stroke recently.
So you think we should have picked up on that maybe? Okay, so do you know if she has any paralysis from it?
No. Not that I know of.
All right. That's good. I mean, you don't see it in her face. Now, I don't know when this photo was taken either, so.
No, I think she had the stroke after this picture was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I agree with the leg. She does have problems. She was wanting to get a scooter to get around in, and since she's had her stroke and stuff, so yeah.
Do you think the liver makes sense? Because she was quite a heavy drinker, right?
She was a heavy drinker, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she has quit drinking now.
Mm-hmm.
She's had, what kind of a life do you think that she's had? Can you zoom in on that? Was it a happy life, sad life?
Relationships? I mean, there's no man in this picture, so what do you think happened? Is he taking the photo, or is there not a man?
No, man.
Come on, you psychics. Push past that. Pretend. Make up a story about her. I bet it's right. Who can make up a story? Come on, be brave. What's the worst that can happen?
I picked up on a recent loss, and I don't know where that came from or if it was a partner or something else, but it's some kind of loss.
Yes. I'm not so sure it was so recent, but.
She has lost 2 husbands in her life, but the recent loss, I honestly pick up on that, but I think that what's happened is that one of her granddaughters has been kind of sick and she's been very worried about that recently. Yeah. And so the loss in this case, I don't think is a death, but it's certainly I don't know, a loss like this girl's really depressed. So it's been a loss of a person's personality, if you like. Okay. Anyways, that's what jumped to my mind immediately when you said that. I don't know about you, Marianne, but it's both of Mary and I are brother and sister. So this is our aunt. So that's what I was kind of feeling. Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 husbands down in the spirit world. I wonder if one of them or both of them will come through today to give us a message for her. However,
she also has a daughter in the spirit world too.
Yeah, that's true. I was a young daughter, right?
A baby.
Well, Jerry, I'm just going to give it all away. You know what the hell? We don't need to actually let the psychics work here. I'll just tell her story.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So listen, we were going to do a card reading for her. So if you have other things that you think about her, that if she was sitting across from you asking for a psychic reading and you were doing it cold, I think it makes sense. Whoever said that was a bit of forced smile. Yeah, there's unhappiness here. She worries a lot about a lot of different things. All right, let's have a look at her card here. Just a second now. Let me see. There we go. This is an interesting card that I drew for her today. So take a second and write down if that you can make anything out of that whatsoever, or maybe it gives you the whole story. Testing your abilities tonight, I'm telling you. All right.
Say at the bottom of the card, Albert.
Oh, okay, you can't see that? Let me see if I can raise that up a bit here. Just a sec. So it says consciousness.
Okay.
There. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep, consciousness. All right. Anybody anything jump into their head when they saw this for our aunt?
I kind of get like she's almost like pondering her own mortality at this point in time, given the fact that she's had a couple of husbands pass and her age, and if she's had a stroke recently, she would have a bit of that thing of, when am I going to drop off the perch kind of thoughts, you know what I mean?
Absolutely correct. I think that she is quite focused on death. Would you agree, Marianne?
Yes, I would.
Mm-hmm. And I think she really is wondering what will come next. So I won't give away too much more than that. And it was a great insight. Anyone else?
I just saw the darkness, and it's like hard for her to see through it and around it, and it's like stuck in this place.
Elizabeth, that's an excellent insight. An excellent insight. And you see, what I really liked what you did there is you just gave what you saw and you felt. You didn't try to figure it out, because to us as family, that makes perfect sense. And I'll tell you why. She, out of all of us, was sort of the first one who was really psychic, but her skills are foggy. And so I got this sense, like with, you see the clouds in behind the statue here, like you could sort of read her confusion into that, like it could be sort of that whole clouded thing, and certainly hints of uncertainty. And so when you said that, I immediately thought of her intuition or her psychic abilities, and the fact that they're clouded and she really wished they weren't. Would you agree, Marianne?
Yes, yeah.
So nice insight. Good job. And, then when you get feedback now, so does that help you out? Do you have anything else to add to it now that I've told you that?
No, but it's just nice for me to hear the feedback, because I'm so new at this and didn't really think I had any skills. So.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that. You see, I would have thought, well, gee, Elizabeth, she's probably been at it for 20 years. Okay. Anybody else want to say something? Pete, I want to hear from you, brother. What do you see here? What do you sense? Make me up a story, if nothing else.
Make you up a story, huh?
Yeah, come on. Why not?
No, a strong individual, I have to agree with some cloudiness. But I don't know.
Right on.
I don't know if I want to say more than that, because then I'm going to be thinking too much.
When you said a strong person, you're so right. She's probably one of the strongest people I know.
Yeah. And, I think the insight I had to that was that I think that cloudiness has been there her whole life. I've always felt that she's kind of felt she had a greater destiny, but just never quite figured it out,
Yeah.
Okay. Diane, you have something for us?
I wonder if she's not more reflective at this age, looking back at some of the things that she did or didn't do, and maybe feeling a little sad of some of the things that she may have done.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When I knew her when I was younger, she would call a spade and didn't really care what people thought of her. And so I think she did say and hurt people and have fights and stuff.
A sharp tongue.
A sharp tongue is absolutely right. And now that she's getting older, I do believe she has reflected upon some of that and has worked through some. I'm sure that was part of her spiritual journey in this lifetime, and she's worked through some of that. So that's very good. Very, very good. All right, let me see. Tracy, I've heard from you. I've heard from Denise. Vicky, what do you have to say?
That was just me.
Oh, that was you. Sorry, I got my screen kind of goofed up here. How about Denise from New York? You are from New York. Or sorry, Diane. Oh, my eyesight. Sorry, Diane.
I don't really have too much to add with this.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Marianne, you got it. What does this card mean to you about our aunt? If you were going to give her a reading, what would you say?
I think that I felt that the green area represented her hopes of becoming a psychic or a medium, and she just never quite made it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the third eye is lit up, right? So certainly hints towards psychic stuff, medium stuff, intuition.
Yeah.
The orbs in the front here kind of stick out at me, and it's like she's had bright flashes occasionally, but never able to really put it all together. She does get her information in dreams, and so if you think about it, dreams are kind of cloudy a little bit too, so that kind of makes sense. She doesn't really do daytime mediumship, but she'll wake up in the morning and tell you something that happened in her dream. And so that's pretty interesting. But I got the first connection that I can't remember who said it now, but this whole connection to the fact that she's facing her own mortality. You know, what will happen? I think there's a part of her that is unsure that there's an afterlife. She wants to believe that desperately, but there's a part of her that is resisting that. There's some confusion, I think, in her about whether it's time to go or not. Like sometimes you get the sense that she thinks she's overdue. And then other times she's not anywhere near ready because there's still things to do. So there's some confusion over that as well. All right, let's unmute. Let's take that off of here now. Hang on a sec. Where's my share button? There we are. Okay, come on. Okay, excellent. Wow, it's gone dark here on Vancouver Island since I saw you last. Okay. Let's now, what often happens here when you're doing a psychic reading is at some point, almost always for me, it ends up becoming a spirit reading or some mediumship, because almost always there's somebody that's connected with this person who starts to come through. So if you wouldn't mind just closing your eyes for a second and seeing if you can sense any spirits around for our aunt. Her name is Barbara. And if you do, who do you think it is and what's their message? Well, you're thinking about that. I'm going to turn some lights on just a second. Yeah, that's better. Anybody at all? Anybody want to give it a shot?
Can I try?
Yeah, who is that?
This is Denise.
Denise, please do.
Okay, so I feel like I had a mail come through, and he says that I'm the first one, and he says that he's the good-looking one, and I sense that he has a sense of humor. So would that resonate with the first husband, or no?
Yes, I would say yes. Sure. And so, you want to keep going?
When I do it, I write it down, so I have to wait till I can get more, and then.
Okay, so jump back in anytime you're ready. Anybody want to pick up on this? Anybody else sense a man in the room, a former husband, in this case, the first husband? Any way that we could identify the difference between the two? I mean, we should try to give her a bit of evidence so that we could know which one it was. I sense a man here as well. In fact, I sense both of these guys here. And so there's no right way or wrong way, and perhaps you even sense somebody else. You might sense her mother here, or you might sense someone else too. We all might pick up on somebody totally different. So just because you don't have a man or whatever, don't worry about it. And again, I like what Denise is doing. She's writing it down, and that's good too, so that you can start to, if you're a little unsure or you're uncertain, you can start to write that down and see if you're tuning in to the same sort of person. Anybody have anything? Doesn't have to be the same guy. It could be a different spirit. She could have several come here.
Did he like to dance at all?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
'Cause I just sort of saw,
I would say that they probably met at a dance, if that makes sense.
right, yeah, 'cause I just sort of saw an image of him sort of doing a bit of a shovey dance, you know.
Yeah, I would say that that was sort of the main way of socializing for them when they were young. Absolutely.
I sense a man as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's tall, rather thin, but he's wearing one of those three-piece suits.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, so if I was my Aunt Barbara, I would say, yeah, I would say yes to some of that,
Yeah.
for sure. The thin part in particular makes sense, she would say. So maybe that'll help you.
Looks like he may have been 70s.
Uh-huh.
The three-piece suit has a little, it's got like a chain.
Like a what?
A chain. Like a pocket watch with a chain?
Yeah,
Sorry.
kind of like that. And he's got his hand like kind of like in his pocket, like he's standing kind of tall.
I see Marianne having a fit up there. Do you want to? Why don't you take these ones?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how much information to give you, but
help her out. Give her some.
Okay, so I think, well, I know it would be her dad, you're saying.
Yeah. The suit, the chain, the hand are all key things in what you said there that would resonate. So if others are picking up on this same person, this is her father. The hand
Can I
would
ask
be
a question?
very, yeah.
Is there a real deep voice?
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gravelly. That
Okay.
makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would her dad have to say to her? What would the message from her dad be?
That he's there when she's ready.
Yeah,
That
absolutely. That's exactly what I got too. He's there. Be there when you come, sweetheart. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got,
Yeah.
what did I get? Oh, don't worry is what
Mm-hmm.
I got. Don't worry. I've got it under control, or I'll take care of it.
Yeah. That's awesome, Vicki. That's great. Anyone else have a spirit, or anybody want to piggyback on that? Anybody picking up him and have something to add?
I think that's, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think that's who I was picking up on, but I also felt a lot of anxiety. I just felt really anxious, and I don't know where that was coming from.
Well, Elizabeth, I really think that you had a different spirit.
Okay.
I think you have her first husband.
Oh, okay.
And because he's here too. And he died from an illness. So I'll give you that a little bit of a hint. Anybody, that's what ties us into the thin part for him. If that helps anybody, zero in on him. Anything that you could give them? I mean, the dancing was excellent. That was good info.
Diane.
I sensed a different man who seemed to me a larger man, not so thin either, a little heavier. And I got like a sense that he was maybe, I see him in a t-shirt and I see him as a smoker.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought military or some kind of I felt
I'm not
like
sure about the military part, but
or
the what came to my mind was her second husband, was who you were describing. Would you agree,
Yeah.
Marianne?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's great. We've got her father and her two husbands have come through here. And what's really cool is, if you can, try to think of the descriptions and see if you can sense the difference in energies. Because I can sense all three, and I can sense each one of them as different energies. From her father, I feel intense love and caring and all that sort of thing. From her husband's, I sense different feelings. And that's how I can differentiate them. And the two men were quite different. And
Very
so it's
much.
quite easy to tell which is which. And so when you mentioned smoking with the second man and sort of casual dress, that really resonated with me. Is there anything else that anyone could add to that?
I just as an aside, I've got either the name James or George or something that has that J type sound to it as a name.
Started with an M, did you say?
J, like J, that J sound, like George or James.
I can't hear Al.
She said Jay or George or James.
No.
No,
it's
but that
interesting.
doesn't mean so. But hang on, that doesn't mean that it's not right. And so don't take that as a no and then shut down. So that just means we haven't made that connection. Spirit will give you that for some reason. So let us just think we got a couple old brains here, and remember, we aren't really her either. So what was the name of the street they lived on in Houston? Was it James?
No.
Okay.
It was a number.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's okay. So what you would say if you were doing a reading then is you would go, well, I'll leave that with you. And please, more than likely, you can check with somebody to see what the significance of the J or the James is. Or you could say to them, and when you do, drop me a line and let me know. And that way, what happens is it allows you to move on without feeling defeated or whatever, because I truly believe you have a connection, and I truly believe that J or James is significant. I just can feel it. Even I can feel my hair kind of standing up, but I don't know the connection. So I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. But she'll listen to this later, and so maybe she'll give us feedback about that, and we can look forward to hearing what she has to say.
I think it would be very difficult to get any of those three men's names unless you were really, really good, because they're all very unusual names.
Yeah,
right?
They are. That's right.
Yeah.
And that getting the names is not near as important as how they feel. And so, and once you can figure out how they're feeling about her, like her father is loving her, and so the message makes sense. I'll be here when you come through. I'll be here, sweetheart. Don't you worry. We're going to be together. Because he's already sort of tying into some of the previous reading we had about her anxiety about passing. And so he's saying, yeah, there is an afterlife. Yes, I'll be here for you. Yes, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, her husbands, they had rocky relationships, so their energy is going to be different. One of them was extremely sick and died, and the other, they both died, but one died of an illness, and the other one was an alcoholic. So you can tell
they
by
both
that.
Died. They both had
right.
cancer. Yeah.
That she had.
So if you had cancer, or you had that one was an alcoholic or drank a lot or was a party guy, then that would tie in with the person who had the cigarettes and the casual dress and that sort of thing. And so if you can sense that person, see if you can get a message for them. If you sense the thin man who was sick and died from cancer, her first husband, then see what message he would give. So see if you can close your eyes and get a message from one of those two men, and then just write it down on your paper. what is it? What would they want to say? Like they've made an effort to come through here today to be with us, and they haven't had a chance to talk to her. So what would they say? Well, this is their opportunity. This is our chance to help them, help the spirits say the things that need to be said, and we can help our aunt because she needs to hear the things they have to say.
I'm sorry, I love you.
I'm sorry, I love you. And which husband was we saying that, or do you think?
Well, I was connecting to the one that was dancing. I'm not too sure if that was the
Yes.
second husband.
Okay. Yeah, and why do you suppose he's sorry? Can you sense that?
Well, I just picked up earlier with the photo that she sort of like had a bit of a tough time with it. You know what I mean? Like with I guess having to run everything and do everything, and she was the one who had to hold everything up, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Yeah.
So
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And
I got the same thing.
that makes absolute sense to me. Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody have anything to add from her first husband who died and felt terrible about leaving her with looking after them, raising the whole family?
Yeah. No, I got the exact same message.
Beautiful. That's reaffirming. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, let's go to the second husband. So this is the man who dressed more casual. He was a bigger guy. He a little rougher around the edges, had a drinking problem. What would he want to say?
So that man, I sense with him that I feel like he was really a strong personality, though. Like I get anger from him too. Like he would be quick to argue or get into a fight. But very self-assured. I don't know if that's the right way to describe him, but I get like he didn't worry much about what people thought.
That's right.
You're right.
That's right. My recollection, I was just a smaller boy, younger than Marianne, when I remember him, loud, especially if he'd been drinking, and liked to argue, right? And was, he could prove he was right by being louder than you in an argument, right? That proved it, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was angry. Why do you suppose he would be angry? I mean, you don't even have to be psychics to figure this one out. So he's the second husband. Obviously, he's angry because he couldn't live up to the first husband who died from cancer, right? I mean, he wasn't the same guy. It was hard for him. He had inherited a bunch of kids, right? So he's in a tough spot. And so, yeah, he was angry about that. So whoever said he's angry, and I'm not surprised you can't get a message from him, because I've been trying for a long time and I haven't got much out of him ever, except I'm busy and we'll work it out later. That's kind of the message I always get from him.
Yeah.
So you get the sense that there's a lot unsaid, that they've got some sorting to do. So that's good, folks. That's really good. All right, let's call an end to Aunt Barbara here. I thought we did pretty well there. That was awesome.
I think you did great.
And hopefully, I thought that was some excellent feedback. All right, we got one more to do, and then we'll call it a day, unless anybody has. Before I go to this next one, we'll go to mediumship now. So we're going to deal with somebody in spirit. We kind of did that a little bit here in this one, too. It was a 2-for-1er on Aunt. At this point in the circle, sometimes people sense spirits, either for somebody else in the circle or whatever. Does anybody have a burning spirit that needs to come through at this point before I go on to the next person? When I mean burning spirit, I just mean one that's pushy and has been waiting and wants just dying to come through for somebody. So again, close your eyes, just see if you sense anything. And if you do, great. And if you don't, that's okay too. I think what you'll find is if you sit in a circle and get to know your circle mates after a while, like it's important, if you ever host a circle, try not to get people to do too much socializing in your circle to start with, because makes it so much harder to read if you already know a whole bunch about somebody, because then you're always trying to come with new evidence. So I remember I've been in a circle with one lady for a couple of years, and my wife finally asked me, "What did she marry?" Well, I don't know, because we're not really supposed to talk about those sort of things. We're supposed to try to figure them out as we go. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we're all kind of new together. We haven't had a lot of time together to give each other readings. But last call, going once, twice, 3 times. Okay, Spirit, you'll have to wait till next week. All right. So let me give you this man. He's in spirit. These are courtesy of Marianne. Now, if you'd like me to do readings for family members, or if you'd like our group to do readings for your family members or for people that have passed, then send me their photos, and we'll be glad to. We'll be glad to do them next week if you like, or the week after, or whatever. So that's something you're interested in. All right. So let me see. I'm going this way, I think. There we go. Hang in there. We're almost done. Come on, here we go. There we go. All right, so I find it really hard to do a reading just from a picture. So let me give you, I usually need a name. So this person's name is Twain, Twain, Sullivan, Sullivan, Twain Sullivan. And he lived the last part of his life in northern British Columbia. So sometimes if I still don't get anything after a name and a picture, I'll ask where they're from or where they might be, especially if it's a psychic reading. Like if I'm doing somebody's live son somewhere, I'll need to know where they are, try to figure it out. It may be different for you. Maybe you'll need an object to hold, bring in psychometry or something else to do the reading, but I find it helps to have the name. And so I won't do the flash thing on you here. Let's just leave them up on the screen. So take a few minutes and see if you can connect with Twain, or if you can even just do a psychic reading on this picture here. You got your piece of paper there. Write down anything that comes to you, no matter what it is, no matter how crazy. You don't have to figure it out. You can just tell it to us, and then we'll give you the verification. Again, the things you could be doing is you could be imagining that your aura is blending with his aura, that he's putting his hands on your shoulder, or you're holding hands, and that helps with that connection. You could imagine he's standing behind you, and it's like he's enveloping you with his coat so that you're totally immersed in his energy. You could imagine that you're opening the front door, and there's this person standing in front of you, and now you're going to give your impressions of him. And anything that you get, write it down. Doesn't matter. Think about what we did earlier. We talked about whether people were, the physical characteristics of them. We can get some of that from the photo. We can get sense of his emotional state, all those sort of things. But what does he like to do for a hobby? What about his schooling? What did he do for a living? Who is this man? And it really helps sometimes when you think about the mediumship. What you're doing is you're telling the story of a spirit's life. Like, it's one thing to give all this great evidence, but in fact, really what you're trying to do is figure out who this person is. And then you're trying to convey that to their loved ones so that they know that you have the right person. And then once you've established that with your evidence, then you're going to give the message to them. And that's really what it's all about, is the message, so that we can provide healing either for Twain or for whoever he's giving the message to. In this case, it may be Marianne, but it may be me, or it may be somebody else in our family. And if anybody has anything, go ahead, jump in. We can give you some verification.
I see him sort of catching a train, like there's a train pulling up at a train station, and he's got like a face kind of thing, you know, like and he's got his newspaper, reading the newspaper. Yeah, I'd sort of see one of those old-fashioned suitcase type thing at the train station.
Tracy, you're so beautiful. You bring a smile to my face. That's beautiful
cool.
evidence. And what I like about it is you just gave the picture. And
Yeah.
you didn't try to figure it out, but to Marianne and I, you probably couldn't have said anything more wowish than that. Would you agree, Marianne?
I couldn't hear her, Al.
Well, open your ears, hey? Okay, so
Okay.
she said she saw him at a train station with a train pulling in.
Oh, yes. You were so right.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. You probably could go straight to the message for us. We would know that you had our grandfather. For those of you who are wondering, I'm going to just give you a second to give some more evidence before I tell you the story, Tracy, and then you'll know. So you're right on. If you have anything else, let us have it. Anybody. That would be great.
I got a sense that he was something of a philosopher or a poet.
I got that too.
I got a professor.
Yeah.
I got a sense that he was a very loving, kind man and very intelligent.
Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. I would say he wasn't intelligent in terms of book learning, but he was a very intelligent man in many, many other ways. And I think what you're picking up on in terms of the philosophical part of it is that for years he was the chairman of the school board in the small town that he was in. So he did a lot of, thinking about the best way of educating the kids in the town. He actually has an elementary school named after him.
He really liked children. He felt like children should, like children of the future, that they should really be, I can't think of the words, but
cherished,
educated and led, so that they could lead, that they were the future.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
He was,
Confidence and inner knowing with him, very assured of himself and where he stood.
Yes. He was also very political.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten that what the first person had said, an intellect, philosophical. I also have that he was a gentle soul, happy. He was satisfied with life, so he had no regrets. I've sensed that he smoked a pipe. Like standing around with friends, talking to them, and also smoking the pipe. That's what I had picked up.
I got a cigar.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to that, Marianne?
I say he smoked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never saw him smoke a cigar or
I'm sure he did.
But I'm sure he did, yes.
I think the pipe symbolizes that whole idea of, him sort of at the garage talking to people and telling them what they should think and that sort of thing, almost like a person who stands on a soapbox and informs everybody else what to do.
What made me think
the smoking is what killed him, right? So,
well, old age, I think.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But I think also the pipe indicates his connection with the native people in the area.
Okay.
Because he was very close.
Okay, so that's great. So, go ahead, Elizabeth. Did you have something?
No, I didn't have anything else.
I see him as somebody who enjoyed fishing. Did he like to go fishing?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not so much for the fishing and the hunting. I mean, I think they did that for food sometimes, but the social part of it. Very good. So let me tell you the story. So our grandfather had one hand. He was rushing to catch a train and fell underneath and had his hand cut off and severed by a train when he was young. So when you saw the image of him at a train station or with a train and all that, that's the first thing that came to our minds. And so it's a really good example of just giving what you got, not trying to figure out why he's catching the train or anything like that. All you do is give the image, and then to us it has incredible meaning. And that's the magic. That was really a wow moment for me and for Marianne. You could tell she hadn't heard, and then when she heard, she was, all in. Everything else was dead on about the feeling and caring, and he was always, he would have given his shirt off his back to anybody who needed it. And we always had oddballs at our Christmas dinners or whatever that he had brought home, strays that had nowhere else to go, kind of thing. So, that's what he was like. And he was a really good man. So now let's go to the second part, especially, those of you who were really connected with him. Who does Twain have a message for, and what is it that he wants to say?
Got both his hands now.
I'm just going to take him off the screen here. Oh, somebody's picked him up.
Yeah.
He loved animals too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy, you got a message? What do you think he would have to say, and who's it for?
Yeah, the only thing that I got, because I put my hands out for him to put his hands in mine, and he says, I have both my hands.
Yeah. You should see me now. I'm whole again. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You probably really play cards now when you have them both hands, eh, Marianne?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you sense you have a message for someone in particular?
I sense he has a lot of pride of his family, but I'm not really getting a message for an individual. It's more like he's proud of the family.
Okay, so maybe the message is just to tell the family that our grandfather came through, and that he's doing great. He's got both his hands, and that he's happy, and that things are good.
Yeah.
That would mean a lot to some people.
Yeah.
I think he has a message for you, Marianne. I think his message for you is, well, what would he say? Something like, don't let the bastards get you down. Think I was right? I think I was right. You can tell by her reaction.
I know.
Okay, well, do tell. What does it mean? I don't know what you're laughing about.
It probably has to do with the men in my life.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope I'm not one of them.
No, you're not. Well, you are, but you're not one of them.
Not one of the bastards.
No, that sounds like my granddad. That's what he called me.
Yeah, that's kind of how he talked, for sure. All right, everybody. So listen, it's getting late here. Let me go on to our closing prayer. And then
I gotta jump off.
Go for it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good week.
Last week we talked about, I think it was Julie, her picture, and did you ever get any feedback from that, from what we had talked about?
That was Julie's daughter from 2 weeks ago.
No. Last week we had a picture, and then it was cards. You drew 3 cards. The present.
Oh yeah.
Did we ever get?
No, that was Loren. Yeah. No. Oh no, that was Tuesday. Who did we do last Thursday?
Who else was there? Marianne, you were there.
I was there. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
If I get feedback, I usually put it on.
I think you did. You posted it.
Yeah, I post it if I got feedback.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Somebody sent us an amazing amount of feedback. Maybe just check the conversation for
Okay.
that. And if you're not part of that group, let me know, and I'll put you on that group so you can see that.
No, I'm part of that group. I just
Okay.
never.
Yeah. I'm
did
I'm
post
sorry.
something.
I can't tell you how many readings and sessions I do, and so I can't remember from one day to the next. So I try to follow up as best as possible and put it on there.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Close your eyes, and here's our closing prayer. Divine spirits, thank you for being with us tonight and for helping us with our own personal spiritual journeys. In particular, we humbly ask for your healing power to help each of us to overcome our greatest fears that are preventing us from becoming the people who we really want to be. Amen. And have a good week. I'll stay online if anybody wants to ask questions afterwards. I'll hang around for a few minutes, but if you need to go, that's great. And take care. We'll see you either next Tuesday or Thursday. It'll be the same numbers, and it's going to be permanent now, and I think you're going to get an automatic email or whatever, just reminding you of the next one. I think that's why you included the email when you registered, was so it'll send you a personal message next time.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me one more time what my message from Granddad was.
Don't let the bastards get you down.
Okay.
Night, everybody.
I love it. Sorry, guys.
You're crazy. You like that, eh?
I do.
All right.
I could hear him saying that.
Yeah, well, I did too. That's why I said it.
Albert,
Yes.
because I signed up today and I put my email in, I should be getting notifications then when you have meetings, your meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'll get notifications for the Thursday ones. If you want to join and come next Tuesday as well, you can do both if you want. You might have to do a one-time sign up for the Tuesday one too, because it's a different number.
Okay.
And so it would be a different email that comes out.
Can I just try and find you and sign on, or how does that work?
Oh, I'll post it on the Mediumship 101 site, and then you can just follow the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did have a question with the lady that we read and her past husbands. The first husband, did he die in his mid-40s?
Yes.
What do you think, Marianne?
Yeah.
It was pretty young.
Between 30 and 40, yeah. 35, 40.
I felt I got a message that he said you took care of me, truly grateful, you were there for me. And then he died in his 40s.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And that's all I remember. His name was Ellie, of Uncle Ellie, was him laying in bed sick until he died, basically. And so, yeah, there was a long period of convalescence, and it was really, really hard because I was probably 6 or 7, and so I had cousins that age and younger that their dad was dying.
Mm.
It's hard.
He had a very difficult time trying to accept the fact that he was dying, and it made it very difficult for people around him. So that's why he's sorry, I think, and that my aunt never did give up. She stayed with him and helped him. And it was very difficult because he really, well, nobody wants to die, but he was young and had a young family, and he just didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Peter, are we going to meet tomorrow? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, tomorrow is fine with me. Just tell me whatever time works for you. We can do that.
Well, I'm thinking 11 o'clock my time. I don't know what's the difference there in Colombia?
Right now I'm the same as New York time.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
change when the
So that
clocks
would be like 2 in the afternoon your time then, I guess.
For 11, yeah, that would be 2.
Okay. All right. So I'll send you a Zoom number and we'll get together tomorrow.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Thank you very much, Al.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Thank you.
Anybody?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Thanks,
Good night
Al.
then.
Good night.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
have a good night.
Good night.